Hi guys. So while the House of Lords can be a lot stuffier than the House of Commons, things are much more polite, much more formal, it doesn't mean that we never get to see anything interesting. Now I want to show you this clip where Lord Frost, the Brexit Minister, appeared in the chamber on Thursday and took a question from a fellow Lord. This was on how much influence Northern Ireland's politicians should have when it comes to the implementation of the Northern Ireland Protocol. Now Lord Frost had a curious response. Let's hear what he had to say.
Lord Kerr of Kinlochard.
There clearly is a general and continuing sense in Northern Ireland that their fate is still being decided over their heads. They're not being fully involved or consulted. And that was presumably why Commission Vice President Šefčovič in Belfast last week said, let's see how to involve the people of Northern Ireland in our discussions on the implementation of the protocol. The Noble Lord's White Paper talks about the need to give Northern Ireland a greater role in discussions under the protocol, but you don't actually need to change the protocol to do that. Would the Noble Lord agree that when the Joint Committee considers future single market laws on devolved subjects, members of the Northern Ireland Executive should play the leading role in the UK delegation?
So basically what he's saying here is that should Northern Ireland's politicians, its assembly, have a greater role when it comes to the implementation of the Northern Ireland Protocol? And you can imagine what the British government's response will be. Remember, the government don't want to release power to devolved parliaments. They want to consolidate
power. So the Noble Lord is correct, of course, that the issue of involving political opinion in Northern Ireland and the institutions is for the UK government.
So what he's trying to say is, at the beginning, politically, what he's doing is he's saying, yes, we want to involve all parties in Northern Ireland, all sides on all communities. Everyone should be involved in the implementation of the Northern Ireland Protocol. We care about democracy. We care about the people of Northern Ireland. That's a pile of crap.
And we do that, and the Northern Ireland Executive do attend the Joint Committee when the Irish government attends on the EU side, which is always the case. I do think the EU should exercise caution in suggesting that Northern Ireland parties or political opinion should take part in the EU's own institutions and decision-making procedures in this area. I don't think that would be consistent with the sort of arrangement we want to see in the future. This is the protocol.
So he doesn't want the people of Northern Ireland deciding how the protocol is implemented with the European Union. He wants the British government to decide how the Northern Ireland Protocol is implemented with the European Union. Because at the moment, they've been dragging their feet. Instead of allowing the European Union to work with Northern Ireland to implement the Northern Ireland Protocol through the Assembly, the British government would prefer that they deal with it. But so far, they haven't been doing it correctly. They've been trying to use it as a political football against the European Union, it seems. But if they handed over this power to the Northern Ireland Assembly, which unfortunately for the unionist community in Northern Ireland, the DUP in particular, there's a majority within the Assembly would support implementing the protocol. The British government don't want to do that, the Brexiteers don't want to do that, and of course the DUP don't want to do that.
Was a treaty between two parties, the UK and the EU, and the supporting arrangements need to be consistent with that.
So this protocol, in a sense he's right, the protocol is an agreement between Boris Johnson's government and the European Union. Northern Ireland needs to butt out. That's basically what he's saying. This is not the work of Northern Ireland. But politically, of course, he'll say, yes, we need to involve Northern Ireland here. We need to involve the people of Northern Ireland. Their opinion is important to us. The difference between the European Union and Boris Johnson's government is that the European Union actually mean it. they would like to involve the Northern Ireland Assembly, because they actually understand that the Northern Ireland Assembly would like to implement this protocol. They also understand that Boris Johnson's government does not want to implement the protocol. So just think about it for a moment. Excuse me. Who would you prefer to work with? Someone who wants to work with you, or someone who doesn't want to work with you? Now, of course, the EU can't overrule the British government here. It's up to the British government to devolve this power to the Northern Ireland Assembly. But they don't want to do that. In the same way, they don't want to devolve extra power to Wales, or they don't want to devolve extra powers to Scotland. This is about consolidating power. So I think this was an interesting question and an interesting exchange. It demonstrates how very little the British government care about the people of Northern Ireland, and how they're just bringing them along for the ride, but they're going to dump them at some stage. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?